Here with one of our esteemed speakers, Wayne Brown. How are you involved in bush regeneration, Wayne?
Well, Liam, we've actually got our own company called Environments by Design. We do lots of different projects around southern Australia, and we're now moving into Queensland. So our team actually looks at the sites and gives direction on the sites. We don't actually do a lot of the work. We actually try and help people through the process. However, we do also do some work if we need to. Of course, the site is one that's up in Adelaide Hills near Norton Summit, and we did a research project on Pittosporum undulatum, so it's a native plant. Although it's a native to Australia, it's now become a problem plant in the Mount Lofty Ranges. And we went to a site, stringy barks. You can imagine there's large stringy barks. They've got a whole range of different plants that used to grow underneath or within the stringy barks, including native grasses. And in this instance, these Pittosporums, we're finding there's between 200 and 400 plants per hectare, so it's a lot of plants. So we worked out a plan, brought in a team to take the plant out. And in doing that, we used a bit of a different technique. In the past, people would come in and they'd want to take the plant out and then immediately replant. That's not our style. We think time is on your side, so we have taken the plants out using a special technique, and then sit back and it's monitor the thing. So look at it, see what happens. And over a period of time, if you take the plant out at the right time of the year with the right technique, all of a sudden you've gone from a count of about 50 plants per hectare to around about, nearly double. So I think it was 92 or something like that. So it changed very rapidly within a space of 8 months. Yeah, it's good.
So what technique do you use? Is it the cut and swab technique and taking the biomass away, or?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it is a cut and swab. We tried drill as well, cut and drill. We've tried, and frilling is very good. We've got it on our website, the information, so you can go there and grab it. Environments by Design. And it's also hard work dragging the material out. That's can be a bit difficult for people, but. And taking the material and actually mulching it and taking that away is important, because the fruits on the plant are spread by birds and by foxes, and what we want to do is take all that material away, take it to another site. We don't want to leave it on site. We don't want it to start regenerating. So it's a good process. It's hard work, but it's very rewarding, and you don't have to replant. That's the important part. I do not believe that a lot of the sites that we tend to see community groups work on require replanting. It's a fairly simple process. And the use of seeding is better than seedlings. The seedlings look good. You see all these tree guards around the place, and everyone feels happy and wonderful, whatever, but we replant 300 hectares a year in South Australia alone, and if you replanted 300 hectares using seedlings and tube stock, it's a pretty hard task. So so seeding is the better way to go.
Yeah, for sure. Which herbicide did you use for the species?
Okay. The formula, I can't remember off the top of my head which formula we used, but Jeffrey, I think, just used glyphosate. There's a rate. I couldn't tell you that off the top of my head, but there is a rate that we've got on our information sheet, so you can grab that. And it's in a bottle, and so you don't have off-target damage. That's the important part. If you use glyphosate, it's really a chemical which I still believe is misused and abused, to be quite honest. People just tend to spray it around willy-nilly, don't understand rates. The issue of how much chemicals coming out of your knapsack is not necessarily what the rate is that you put into the knapsack. There's those sort of little tweaks that people need to understand. So the chemical stuff is important to understand, and we'd prefer to talk about each site independently. I do use some chemicals at different rates for different purposes, but that's about knowledge and been around a while to understand what they do. So
Yeah. Are there any other weedy species that this technique can be used for?
Look, there is. There are plants like it'll work on gauze as well. So which is another plant that's a bit of a problem. Although gauze has slowed its penetration. The Pittosporum is on the march big time, and there are other plants that go with the Pittosporum, but in the Adelaide Hills, I think from memory it's 53,000 hectares that it's now covering, and it's got an opportunity in the next 5 years to actually double that size. So, and what it does, it changes fire regimes, which is a problem. There's a few acacias which it works on as well, so the same technique. So Acacia longifolia is one, and Acacia saligna is another that it works on as well.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Wayne.